Yeah, but don't tell me like these legends are gonna get mauled because you don't always know that, bro. Then it happens, innit?
Oh my! But I'm a crackhead for saying they're gonna.
You are a
Oh
crackhead.
my God.
It's very disrespectful for you to say that.
I'm disrespectful. For
No,
saying
you're
this, but I'm
disrespectful.
right.
See, when you say it like that, it sounds kind of mad.
Yeah, but you don't know for sure though.
So why would I make the prediction?
Because you see something that I haven't seen.
Because I watched this shit.
So do I.
No, but I really watched this
So
shit.
do I.
No, you do. But I pay for this shit.
And
I really do
No,
this.
like,
the difference between and this is why I say the difference between me and him, is that I'm from that Mook era. He's from he's the surf era, bro.
Bro.
It's like
You know-
I've been
you know
watching
what,
this
baby?
shit before it became
No,
cool, bro.
No, because I was don't do that because I was watching it.
I was watching it before you, though.
Bro, I was watching Bombs Over Baghdad.
I was watching it before. I watched it before you.
No, you wasn't.
Yes, I was.
I remember.
How old are you? How old are you?
Bro, 27.
I watched it before you,
How old are you when you watched it?
bro. I'm older than you,
At least
so I watched it,
Unless you watched it when you was 2. Don't at me, cuz.
bro. Listen, when Cassidy was on them DVDs and that. No, you weren't. You watched that later. You watched that later though. You watched it later when it became cool.
He's trying to take my credentials.
Bruv, listen, man.
What's going on, world? Welcome to another episode of the Rhymes Like Dimes podcast with me, Yemi, Mohammed.
Yep.
Thanks. And Peter.
Yo,
What's going on, guys?
what's good, man? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year and all that.
Happy New Year, man. Good stuff.
How were your New Year's?
I spent it like an adult.
Doing what?
Just at a house playing games. Oh, do you know what game I played?
What?
What's that game? Yeah, when you put something, if you put something in your mouth, so you put your. In your
Whoa, yo.
Hey, yo.
yo, let's not be kids, guys. You put something in your cheeks, yeah, and it kind of. So you put it in your cheeks, and then you got to say the words.
What freaky
So
game
basically,
you were playing, bro?
So you're a drug mule.
No, we're not doing this.
Were you going cunt?
S&M type shit, bro. I don't know what you were
No,
doing,
you're not
bro.
need to chill. Basically, you put it like that in your cheeks, and then it basically, oh fuck, and it makes your mouth open, and
Yo. Yo, chat to your man.
no, I'm getting through this.
Nah, talk to
So
your
basically,
mans.
it keeps your mouth open, and then you got to say the words, but they don't know what you're saying.
That sounds like foreplay to me, bro.
Yo, chill, because I was playing this with my family.
That sounds like you're busting it open.
Bro, selling
Yo,
ass.
yo, I'm gonna shut your dumb ass up, bro. It's a family game, but that's the game I was playing.
All right, Tatiana. I see you.
That was a family game.
Oh, come on now. Do you guys have no idea what I'm talking about?
No.
Bruv, you know the one when it's like this, and he like,
And I don't
And you
want
got
to know
talk-
what you're talking
Chill, bro, you can put your lips as far away as you want. We don't know, my guy.
oh, I need to find out what this
We
game's
don't-
called.
Yo, that sounded wild.
We don't know what you do in Tottenham, G.
Yo, fam, come on now. This wasn't even in Tottenham. Anyway, shout out to the adults that were in the house. They know what I'm talking about.
Where were you?
Me and Chris's.
Oh, okay.
Oh, shout out to them.
Yeah, big up them,
I told them you lot made these jokes.
They'll
man.
hear
Yeah,
it.
because you didn't explain it properly.
Did I explain it properly now?
Nah,
Nah, you still haven't.
I still don't want to know what on earth you lot were
You were
doing.
busting it down, man.
Hey, man, let's move on, man.
Peter, how was your New Year?
It was cool, man. I just chilled. I went to church, and just spent some time with the Most High.
Who's
And,
that?
Yeah, man. What?
Who's
Say,
that?
who's that?
Yeah.
Who's the Most High?
Yeah. Because that
What?
church is there's a couple of people in it.
So pagan. Yeah, no, I just went to church, man. And just counted my blessings and just kind of meditated on what I wanted to do in 2020. And yeah, man, it was quiet. Had a quiet one. You?
Yeah, it was cool. It was my boy's birthday. Shout out to Oscar. We were just out and about in Peckham. Saw a couple of old faces. And yeah, it was cool. It was alright.
Glad to hear it, man. So, how you man feeling about the new year?
I'm back at work. I hate it.
I'm not.
You're not feeling
Hey,
any way about
man.
the new year?
Yeah, it's a new year, it's a new decade. I don't really get into the whole like sentimental soppy.
Yeah, I don't want to be
wanna
that
do
guy.
this.
You lot don't really
Wanna
sound
do that.
optimistic at all.
But
man.
why does January 1st mark the change? Why
'Cause
not
it's a new
November
year.
the 2nd?
What?
Ooh,
I don't want to get too deep, guys.
profound.
But I'm a deep guy. But like, if I'm going to make a change, I want to make a change. But not because it's January 1st.
I hear you.
I mean, I feel you.
That's today's mathematics.
Okay. Well,
You joined Peter in that corner.
Nah,
5%.
Nah, legit, today's number 7.
you lot need to stop calling me 5%ers,
No,
man. 'cause-
never. We never will.
Bruv,
Why are we not allowed to anymore?
nah, man.
Did
You
it
said
hit home or
peace to
something?
gods and
I'm
the
not-
earths
I'm
too
not-
much
I'm
in
not
this
a
podcast.
5%er. I thought they need to clarify.
You're definitely not 5%er. You're about 3.5.
Well, every time we call you a 5%er, please feel the need to clarify so that people know.
I mean,
He's on his way.
That's what I'm
He's
saying.
about 3.5 right now.
What do you-
3.5.
Out of
Alright.
what? 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's more than halfway done.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, all he needs is the chain. And then
And
that
being-
3.5 becomes a 4.75.
And then a bean pie.
And then that's the remaining.
You know, I've never even had that.
Neither have I, you know.
It sounds horrible.
Oh, I had my first cake. By the way, on New Year's Day.
You've
first
never had
cake.
cake before.
I'm allergic to egg.
Oh shit, yeah, you
So
are.
what was in it?
Ask me.
Okay.
But that shit. And I had my first cupcake.
Was it vegan?
Nah, it's just eggless. That shit tastes nice though. See what you lot eat on the rings.
What flavor was it?
Chocolate, I think.
You like them chocolate, don't you?
That's ironic.
Hey man.
That's
Nah.
very ironic.
See, that's ironic. Yeah, I'm so glad there's a 50-50 chance. So glad there's a 50-50 chance of this one coming out.
Keeping that in.
Yeah, man.
How you feel about the new year?
I'm looking forward to it, man. I feel like, I've got a sudden rush of energy as well. Even though I'm bunged down with the cold and that. But no, I don't know, man. I always feel like optimistic going into New Year's and new months. And that. It's just, I don't know, man. It's just like room for like a fresh start. So yeah, I'm optimistic about the year ahead, man. I'm just ready to work.
Yeah. And
No.
I'm sure we all are as part of the podcast gang as well.
Mm.
Trying to get this shit popping. And that will be the
That
aim
too.
for 2020, right?
Mm-hmm.
2020 vision and all that.
2020 vision.
I'm telling you, man, it's the corniest shit ever. But we move.
Who started that?
I don't know, man. I just knew that people were going to be on Instagram and social saying 2020 vision. And I'm pretty sure I've heard a few people say it, but I wouldn't know by name. But people are corny that way, so
Hey, man.
can't expect anything less.
Yo, is corny and cheesy the same thing?
No.
I think they're interchangeable.
Cheesy's by choice. Corny is corny.
Alright,
You could be cheesy for bands,
You
but
can be corny by choice.
Nah, corny.
I don't know if anyone's corny by choice.
Nah, you're corny.
What I mean by that is, let's say I was watching a video with Goldlink before you guys came here, and it was about the whole Mac Miller thing. And the guy whose channel it was, he basically called Goldlink corny. Now, obviously, he doesn't think he's corny when he's expressing what he expressed about Mac Miller, but the end result is him coming out as corny. So, of course, you're not corny by choice. You're corny by decision.
Yeah.
People decide you're corny.
But you could be cheesy by choice.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah,
But
I think you can more so
but you
decide
can
to
also be
cheesy than
corny by choice.
No, you're just a
I don't know
dickhead.
if you can.
I think you're just corny.
that's
Corny
because
is you, or you're corny.
Corny and cheesy is interchangeable to me.
Oh, fair enough. I don't think that.
Like
I don't
saying
think
you
it's the
like
same.
long walks on the beach is both corny and cheesy.
What do you think about telling a girl you're gorgeous?
Nah,
mid-conversation?
That's fine.
Mid conversation?
Mid conversation.
Yeah. Especially when you're
It's
not
a bit
talking.
both.
If there's
It's a
two
bit
other
both.
people
It's a
talking.
corn cheese sandwich.
All right, cool. Just checking.
Yeah, it's a corn cheese sandwich.
Just checking. Salute to the
I don't know if
people
anyone in
that-
this room has done that, but you
Oh,
know, we move.
whoa. See, I wasn't going to say all of that, but it weren't me.
See, I didn't know. I was see. You didn't have to do all that either. I was going to allude to it and keep it moving.
Oh, fam, I'm not going to lie. People need to know
Oh,
it
you
weren't me,
man are
fam.
mad.
I'm what you call
Just for the record, it's not me either.
Yeah, I'm what you call a
It's
fuck.
not me either, man.
Oh, fam.
okay.
Aight.
Is that right?
I'll let the listeners dissect who it was.
Yeah, it's just a lamppost.
is that right?
It's a
Yo,
lamppost next to
fam,
you.
I'll let the audience dissect who will be the one that'll do it, fam.
For real, man.
Rocket fur chain.
They
Anyway,
know who
Well,
did
guys, 7 minutes in.
that. Yo, man, we're gonna fight. Let's call that.
Yeah, 7 minutes in. Let's.
oh yeah, can I just say I apologize?
For what?
Peter was absolutely right with Griselda.
What do you mean?
I've been listening to them like some motherfucker, fam.
Oh,
Yeah, you was right about that.
but they're mainstream
Whoa.
now, so I don't know how.
No,
cool
I've
they
heard
are.
them before. Not like,
I know,
I've been
but they're mainstream now, thanks to this first topic that we're going to talk about.
everyone's been jumping on the bandwagon now. I love it.
Does that annoy you?
Um,
Because I hate when people jump on
no,
bandwagons.
I feel like it just like makes me. It just reaffirms my own belief in my ear.
Now it burns me sometimes. Like I remember the Slaughterhouse bandwagon. A lot of people joined
Mm.
when. Remember how they had that cheesy, corny song "My Life"? I don't know if you remember
Yeah,
that dickhead song "My Life." And they tried proper commercial song,
yeah.
and it went somewhere. And a lot of people started to clock onto Slaughterhouse, and I felt a little bit of a way.
People
So
only
I think
clock
we're
on
quite
what's
precious about the artists. the
Yeah,
people that
especially
know
when
about.
it's your artist.
Yeah,
Like I proper felt away when people found out about Slaughterhouse.
That's only because they had to compromise themselves to be seen more by people.
True.
whereas Griselda aren't doing that.
Nah, they won't.
The quality of the music's still the same.
Nah.
As long as that doesn't change, then I'm good. But if at any point that changes, then
Eminem has clearly learned from the Slaughterhouse incident to not force these lyrical miracle guys to commercialize.
trust.
Yeah, it won't work.
He needs to keep his hands off.
Telling you.
But everyone's on them now, isn't it?
Yeah, shout out to
I've
Griselda.
been trying to tell you, man, about Rock Marciano and Griselda for a minute now.
Anyway, let's move on
Have
to the
we
first
not
topic.
listened though?
Huh?
We've listened though.
Yemi has, you haven't.
I've listened. To
I don't
them.
think Yemi's really listened to Rock Marciano yet.
No, Rock Marciano I've
Trust
not
me,
listened
bro.
to. But
I
I feel like
promise
we've
you.
all kind of appreciated their talent.
I've been screaming about Griselda for
but
the
we've
last 2
never,
years, bro.
but we've never knocked their talent. We've
No,
always
that's-
known they
yeah,
can
you
spit.
just ignored me.
No, I feel like we've always acknowledged their talent.
It's the exact same shit when Yemi tried to get me to listen to Little Beret.
Now, see, I'm not doing all of that though, man.
That's the exact same shit.
Yeah, but Beret.
No,
fam.
but the
don't
reason
compare
why-
like a West Side Gun to a Little Beret.
No,
We
the
all
reason,
knew-
no, the
we-
reason, no.
You would like Little Beret.
I'm not comparing them as an artist.
Would I?
I'm saying
Yes.
I'm not comparing them as artists. I'm saying that when Yemi tried to put me onto them, put me onto him, I was like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? That's kind of how it was when I was like, yo, Rock Marciano, Griselda, listen.
No, but West Side, them man, all of them in.
I don't think
feel
you're
like we've-
listening.
I don't think.
That's how.
Anyway,
I feel,
salute
man.
to them, man. Little Beret.
No, I think you'd enjoy him though.
I'm gonna listen to him today.
He hops on like UK leaning UK rap stuff.
Nah, I'll listen to him today.
He's got
I
some
remember I
low
felt-
ski, heady one. Couple of other people
Nah,
as
listen
well.
to- I remember I was mad when swimming pools came out, but that's just another topic for another day.
It is. But yeah, shout out to everybody we've just mentioned as well.
Yes, sir.
So let's just move on to the first topic, man. It's funny that you mentioned Griselda because that's one of the many things that our boy Aubrey, Drake, Drizzy,
Oh, boy.
the sixth guard,
I mean, he's your boy.
talked about in his coveted Rap Radar interview at a long 2.5 hours or 2 hours 22 minutes, something like that. B Dot and Elliot Wilson, shout out to those guys.
Shout out to them, man.
Big up.
Went to
Especially
his-
Elliot Wilson. He's been grinding for. I've heard his name forever, bro.
I'm much more of a B Dot fan. I feel like Elliot Wilson does too much. But anyway, that's a
No, but it's just
thing for
Elliot
another day.
Wilson's been.
He's been around for time.
He's been around
man.
for.
Yeah, he's been around for time.
From ages,
from
bruv.
Source days.
Some Source
Yeah.
days, bruv. So
From
salute
Source
to
to
I
him.
think he
Double
was at
XL.
Double XL, yeah.
Yeah, no, Elliot
Rap
Wilson's been
Radar.
about since ridiculous.
Because I remember when he had Kane Row.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Elliot Wilson's been about for. No, salute to Elliot Wilson, honestly, man.
Honestly, yeah. And they went over to Drake's house in Toronto and they chopped it up about a lot of things, mainly his journey from the beginning to now, his relationship with various people, Kanye West, Pusha T, Lil Wayne, Birdman, even Rihanna, people like that. And yeah, it basically broke the internet over the Christmas period. A lot of people were talking about how unfiltered he was and how real he was about certain topics. And once now that the dust has settled, I guess now is the time to get into what we thought of the interview and some of the major takeaways from you guys' perspective.
I think the first thing that I noticed was he's extremely still bothered by the Pusha T diss. That was like one of the first things. Actually, no, that's tell a lie. I noticed that later. I think just the feeling that I got from the interview was that he's got a bit of a chip on his shoulder, man. I think he feels, especially amongst the black community, I feel as though he feels as though he's not really given the same sort of credit as other black artists. And I think he actually said that. He's sprinkled it in a couple of his songs as well, where, you know, it's black excellence when it's everybody but me.
That's because other people do stuff for
Um,
black people to a certain extent.
yeah, but all these accomplishments, that's black excellence.
No, but
though.
like some people, other rappers that who's the artist that you say when it comes to black excellence at your forefront?
when I think of black excellence, I think of Diddy, I think of Jay-Z,
Kendrick.
I think of Nas, Kendrick.
And that's because, and maybe I'm wrong here, but the only reason I feel like it's because they also do something for black people.
Not
Like
necessarily.
Kendrick Lamar's content, the way Diddy's been on recently, Jay-Z, the way he's been recently, Nas, the way his content as well. Do you get what I'm saying?
I get what you're
But
saying,
he's
but
never really, I feel like being black hasn't been at the forefront of his mindset either. Do you get what I mean?
really?
Um,
Not because he doesn't talk about it as much.
He doesn't talk about it. He doesn't really
I think
talk about our
the
struggle.
whole
He doesn't
idea
really.
of black excellence or, you know, black topics has changed from the 90s. I think in the 90s, because rap was still so new and we saw all these rich millionaire, now turned billionaires, that was black. In Diddy's meaning of it, that's black excellence. I think nowadays, for a certain population of rap fans, black excellence might be seen as a black rapper talking about the things that matter most to
Yeah.
black people, the black community. So Kendrick does it, Cole does it, anybody
Cole
else
done it.
of that ilk does it. Whereas Drake, more time is talking about himself, his relationships, you know, excess and all that stuff. Isn't very much. It's not as conducive to black excellence nowadays as maybe it used to be. I think.
I think I agree and disagree with that because in Diddy's case, I feel like it's more his accomplishments that people count as black excellence, And Drake, he's been like overachieving more than anyone and everyone for like the last like decade. So I think his argument is, why is it not as recognized amongst my own people as all these other artists?
Do you see Drake?
That's what I took from the interview. I felt like he felt away about that. That was one of the things I took away.
But he has a fan base that regularly celebrate him. I think generally, maybe not hip hop, the hip hop community, but rap personalities, other rappers, the rap game sees Drake and sees success, sees a new level of success as well, especially nowadays with like him breaking records in streaming, him breaking records in the charts and stuff like that. So I think he does get respect in some circles. I don't think he gets the respect from the hip hop community and like hip hop fans that he might want. But why would you when you don't really pander to them? You don't really cater to them. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing to have respect as an artist and what you've done for rap. It's then another to respect your songs, like the way you move, your personality and stuff. So it's very muddy waters when it comes to Drake because he's had a career, he's had a Hall of Fame career and he's nowhere near finishing. But
according to Peter, he is.
Well, according to Peter, he is. But at the same time, that doesn't mean that people need to respect you necessarily. They can respect the achievements, but they don't necessarily have to respect you. Especially people.
Yeah, but I think he wants respect for the achievements.
I mean, who doesn't? I mean,
amongst us. When we talk about black excellence, none of us mention Drake or think about it.
Do you see Drake? I think
it's a deeper conversation. I think it also...
Is it because he's mixed race?
Yeah, 100%.
100%. But then Cole's mixed race.
But
Cole wears his blackness on his sleeve.
And I don't even know if Cole gets mentioned in the conversation of black excellence.
No, I feel like Cole does.
No. His artistry and his greatness as far as his music, yes. But black excellence, I don't feel like we mention J. Cole. I think they're two different conversations.
I get your point.
We can't merge the two.
I get your point.
One might be, a byproduct of the other, but we can't merge the two.
So you feel like there's a conversation about mixed race?
I think there might be a race element too. I think maybe amongst like people that aren't mixed race, like black people, he at times may not be seen as black enough because he doesn't embrace certain things as well. Or he doesn't do certain things.
I feel like that's the point. That's the point I'm just trying to make at the start.
I agree with that.
I feel like that's the point I'm trying to make at the start as well.
It's definitely a race thing. I think maybe he's not seen as black enough, but he's never done anything to really show his blackness.
Yeah.
What has he done to show his blackness?
What would you want him to do?
So something like, I'm not comparing him to Kendrick, I'm not comparing him to Cole, but something like talking about Black Lives Matter, for instance. Making a song like All Right. That sort of stuff, really. Those are tangible things that are able to show to people, right? The black community are important to me. And I understand their strife. I understand what they're going through. This is my way of showing it.
That's not fair though, man.
It might not be fair, but fans aren't fair.
I feel like it's fair though. You can't have your cake and want it and eat it too. I feel like you want us to recognize black excellence, but then at the same time, we need you to fight for us, quote unquote.
Okay, but devil's advocate. Now, I don't know his staff or his team and what they look like. But let's just say he's hiring a bunch of black people. He's, working with a bunch of black people.
I follow you.
Providing opportunities as well.
I mean, 40's white.
He's giving back to charities behind, behind the scenes and that. So if he's doing all that, surely can that not be enough?
But we don't know. And we're ignorant.
And that's the same argument with Jay-Z.
And we're ignorant like that. But Jay-Z also gave us 4 for 4.
Jay-Z was getting that criticism for a long time. Like, he ain't giving back to his people. But I've been hearing that he's been doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes from other people.
That's great, but hip-hop and just life in general, when it comes to celebrities, it's about your perception.
Yeah.
You need to be perceived to be doing these things. Drake is not perceived to be of the people.
Drake has never, I don't think, has ever given a statement to like a Sandra Bland or a Trayvon Martin off the top of my head.
No, he has.
No, he had a bar where
I said I might be mistaken off the top of my head.
He's Instagrammed a couple things when things got really bad. Maybe around the Sandra Bland time. But as far as something tangible goes, I think that's one of the few things he has done.
You know what I view Drake like? And I'll give you an actor I view like. I feel like he's the equivalent of the actor, and this actor's black, but we don't ever really look at him as when we think black excellence. The Rock.
Nah.
That's interesting.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't ever look at The Rock as black excellence.
I mean,
I look at The Rock as The Rock.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I look at Drake as Drake. I don't know how to explain it.
Bro, I think
I've never looked at Kendrick and thought black excellence. I've just thought a phenomenal.
I look at I look at Kendrick, I think, that's a brother.
You never looked at The Rock that way?
Nah.
Neither have I, to be fair.
Really?
Have you never seen The Rock's films what his kids look like? Rock's all these kids. It was on his last film he had a mixed race kid. All of his kids are blue-eyed, brown-haired, blonde hair, blue eyes. Look at his films.
That's true.
All of his kids are white. His missus white. I look at The Rock the same way I look at Drake.
Do you think that's him actively
The
pushing
Rock-
for that?
The
Or
Rock-
is that him not necessarily...
The Rock is on that. The Rock
Is
on
it
that-
him embracing it or is him not fighting
The Rock is at a level where he can say, "Nah, my kid's mixed race."
Yeah, I get that. But do you think he's doing that? He's not doing that
Because I
on
don't think
purpose?
I feel like he's just. I feel like him and Drake are both like. If I'm not getting the love back, it is what it is.
That's an interesting comparison.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Probably
'cause
does
I'm
more-
seeing similarities.
If I'm going to say who does more, I don't know who does more. But if I was to make a bet on it, I'd probably say The Rock does more.
Yeah, but my
that
point is,
I'd say so too.
I agree, but I'm saying in public they both do the same. Nothing.
And he's mixed race too.
That's my point. I'm just saying they very much are similar. They're the two that I look at that are at a level where maybe this is my ignorance because behind the scenes they could be doing a ridiculous amount of work, but at the forefront of it, they're not doing nothing.
I think it's a complexion thing, man. I think it's just
Light
how,
skin.
yeah, I think it's how we as darker skinned people look at mixed race people.
No, because
No,
What's
I
Nas?
really think
What's
it is,
Nas?
bro.
That's definitely...
What's Nas?
What do you mean Nas? Nas is like, he's black, bro.
But Nas light skin.
No, but he's not Drake light skin.
No, he's not...
The Rock's not Drake light skin.
No, but he's not ethnically...
Yeah, but The
mixed
Rock
race.
looks more mixed
Nas is
than
not- Nas is not
like a
mixed race.
Nas.
But my point is, we're not talking about complexion there, we're talking about... what
No, but
you
I
are.
think it's a complexion thing amongst as to why we wouldn't look at someone like a Drake as black excellence.
I think it's more...
I don't
race.
think it's what you
I
do
feel like
because
it's a
what's
race.
his name? What's
J. Cole looks blacker than Drake and they're both mixed race.
what's the
Is that
act-
what you mean?
Yeah.
What did
Okay.
you
Yeah.
say? What-
What's the actor's name that was that did that speech on BET? Extremely light skin, but he's
Jesse,
black.
not Jesse. What's
Yeah,
his name?
Jesse something.
Jesse Williams?
Jesse
Yeah.
Williams.
Yeah. Would you look at him and think black excellence?
No,
Why?
you're right.
Do you know what I'm saying?
But he
I
looks
really
like-
think it's a complexion thing, bro.
Literally the color of his skin rather than his actual like ethnic
Bro,
makeup.
he's a perfect example because
He is
he's actually
a
for the
perfect-
cause.
Yeah, no, I look at him as black excellence. I might be bugging. I look at him as black excellence.
Yeah, I look at him as
I don't
black.
think it's an automatic thought, is what I'm trying to say.
It's not an
and I feel like
automatic
that's
thought.
what Drake thinks. That's what I took
No,
from the
but-
interview.
Drake, I feel like his actions now. I feel like Drake's at a level now where we judge him on his actions as well. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
We now know Drake's black. Drake's at, to me, the biggest rap ever.
Drake just wants us to kiss his
But
ass
he's always
more than
been-
we do.
He's always been black, though.
Yeah, but I feel like now it's just that level where it's
He's always
undeniable.
owned it. If
He's-
anything,
yeah,
I feel
but-
like he leans more towards his
he
black
was-
side than his white side.
He does.
if
cause-
anything,
cause-
but
yeah, but
he
we know
does-
why. We know
yeah.
why.
But yeah, that's what I took away from the interview.
My extreme...
I rate him though. He doesn't shy away from his Jewish side though.
The extremist in me just says he wants us to kiss his ass more.
And we're not going to do that.
Because we've praised him. People continue to praise him. He breaks
He gets a lot of
records.
stick, though, bro.
Of course he does, because he's a bitch ass nigga.
Hey man,
You're
I'm not
supposed to
gonna
use the N-word,
come
bro.
on,
Sorry.
fam, come on, now. You didn't need to use the
Bitch ass
N-word.
N
You
word.
didn't use to use the N word, man. We're growing. Man.
Shut up.
I stopped using it.
Shut up.
I stopped using it.
This is what Drake does to me though, man. Like, how are you objectively going to respect someone who moves the way he does?
How does he move exactly?
The way he moves with,
With
women.
women?
The way he moves with women. The way he moves. Pusha T is a prime example. Him calling him my boy. That's somebody.
He's not the first
Blah,
one to
blah,
do
blah.
that, bro.
Nah,
I
he
get
pissed
that, but
he
he-
pissed me off on that when the
He-
push.
Yeah, but
He's-
lads, he's not the first one to do
So
that.
what?
He got
Doesn't
that star
matter.
from like Jay-Z and them,
That's
man.
irrelevant.
Them man, when they've got issues with someone, they won't say that person's name in any interview. He's adopted from that. I don't think we can blame Drake for that.
No, I'm not.
blaming him,
My
but
issue
that's-
with Drake
I
is
think
that.
that's an
Yeah, but I
irrelevant
don't
point.
think that's even. I don't think that's a strike on his a chink on his armor because he's just doing what the people that came before him do.
That
As far as
that doesn't make what they done, right?
yeah, but they don't get as much stick as you're giving Drake for it now.
Because Drake's corny.
I will give anyone stick for that.
Mm.
Because at the end of the day, just say his name. What's the issue here?
Because I feel
Obviously,
like
it's
they're
so
giving
deep an issue
power.
of him.
I feel like they feel like they're giving power to the person if they say his name.
Mm.
It's a mind thing.
Of course, it's a mind thing, but get over it.
But I didn't like what he said about Pusha. It's like, we don't believe you. Big man, you've had a lot of bars we don't believe either.
That's
You're
it.
going to make me catch a body like that. Shut your bitch ass up, bro.
Yeah, but he would say that though. His whole like the art of war is to discredit.
Yeah,
whoever
you're
you-
right. But
so
you can't.
I completely got
I'm
it.
saying, but if you put Pusha in front of me and Drake in front of me, I'll tell you who I'll believe.
Yeah, but that's you.
Who
The
would
thing
you
is, you're
believe?
but you're telling that to
Of course.
Who are you
more
going to
of a-
be?
I'm more
I
of a
say,
Pusha fan.
I'm talking about everyone's
Pete,
rappers.
The art of war is well and good, but when you're telling people, when you're talking to an audience who know full well that you took the L, don't matter.
But you lot need to understand that's where a lot of the energy is going to come from, though. He's going to feel like he's going to have a bitter taste in his mouth just because, like he said, that's probably one of the first L's
That's
he's
definitely
really
his
taken.
first
By no means are we telling him that he has to say that he lost.
Mm.
Or when you don't say that, or when you try to discredit what my man said, you just look foolish.
I suppose.
Yeah, Drake has to hold a few L's. And it's like, you're talking shit about you don't believe him, but big man, you've been through it. Like, someone pissed on your leg. You had to hold that.
Allegedly.
No. It was meant to be a fact that T.I.'s bedroom pissed on his leg.
That's a weird.
The one thing I will say
And
about
also,
Drake, though,
he got slapped by Diddy. And hold that.
the one thing I will say about Drake, though,
So did J. Cole.
he made
But
it.
J. Cole at least fought back. Drake firmed it.
The one thing I won't say.
You know what it is to get slapped? You go like this. You know, you start breathing.
I learned recently.
them ones. Them fake hold me back.
Cause you know when your mom
moments.
slaps you,
Sweaty
and
palms and shit.
you know when your mom slaps you and you go,
Trying to catch that composure.
you're gonna make me go mad, you know.
Them ones. I learned recently that Diddy and J. Cole got into a scrap.
Yeah, and J. Cole at least fought back. And it was actually about Kendrick Lamar, King of New York bar. That's what the actual beef was about. Yeah, because Diddy was like, how dare Kendrick say I'm the King of New York? And then Cole was like, shut your bitch ass up.
Yeah.
And Diddy go, shut your bitch ass up.
But completely not digressing. What did you man take from the interview?
He's very insecure about that black excellence thing. Pusha T is crip walking in his mind rent free.
I was going to say rent free.
What'd you say?
I was going to say
Was he really?
Yeah.
And also, I feel like he's at a better space now, though. Sonically, musically, I feel like he's at peace now with what he's. I feel like he's at peace with what he's accomplished. I feel like he's at a level now where it's like,
How could you not be?
he's
Drake.
whatever comes now comes good. He's very much at peace with it.
I feel for him a bit, man. I feel as though
I ain't gonna do all of
I was about to say, he does get a lot of flack, perhaps undeservedly so, because he represents, to a lot of people, old heads and people who just don't like his music, the bitchification of hip hop. And what I mean by that is the Marvin's.
That's a great word,
The
by the way.
Marvin's
you know,
rooms.
you could have just said feminization.
He said a bitchification. That's a great word.
I'm
Bitchification.
gonna stick with bitchification.
All right, cool. Do your thing.
So he represents the bitchification of hip hop, right? Marvin's Room, the whole Take Care album, just him being in his fields, right? That definitely has a part to play with him not being seen as black excellence in the hip hop sphere anyway, because that's something that has been a strike on his armor to certain people for years. And that isn't necessarily fair because without Drake, we probably don't have the new generation of emo rappers. So we have to give him, whether you like them or not. So we have to give him his props there. I don't agree when he says, well, he didn't necessarily say it, but I feel like he feels he has a lot to do with like the prominence of Afrobeats, dancehall, and stuff like that. I feel like he carried himself in that interview in a way where, bro, like you should be giving me credit for shining a light to these guys.
Yeah.
When really, we know, music fans know that Afrobeats and dancehall were popping entities in and of themselves.
Yeah, he's bugging.
Way before Drake came into it. What he did do was shine a light to it,
Yeah.
to a new generation.
Mm-hmm.
Say it that way.
Yeah.
Don't say it the way you're trying to suggest, basically, because
yeah.
you're then discrediting the people who've made the old genres what they are.
That's true.
Like Burna Boy is doing just fine without you, my guy.
Yeah, and he's been doing just fine.
Vibes is in jail. He's still pumping out records.
Amazingly, actually.
I've always wondered how Vibes Cartel was still releasing music from prison. Did they let him record in there? They must do, bro.
They must do. They must be in cahoots.
Yeah, because I don't know how he's doing it. Because Bobby Shmurda hasn't given me a single song.
You know what I mean?
Not one.
Well, he was on that 6ix9ine tune.
I didn't like that song.
I didn't like that album. Anyway,
369.
it's a mixed bag with Drake, man. I feel for
him, man. I feel like from the interview, I think I got like a bit of an insight as to a dark space that he had been in at different points of his career. I think something that he said that was quite poignant to me was like, I think he was talking about when he had dinner with his mum, and his mum was like, you're doing well, I'm proud of you, and it's nice to see that I can still see you inside there. And I don't know, that just gave me a level of appreciation, or made me think about how far you can really go as far as losing yourself when you get that big. And I feel like maybe we don't pay enough attention to that when we look at our stars. I don't think you ever really get, these days, it seems as though there's not much media training. I don't know how much preparation you can really get from or for transitioning your life to becoming the biggest star in the world. And I think I got a bit of insight as to the pressure that comes with that in that interview.
Yeah, with new artists especially, they've blown before they're the finished article. So there is a lot of adjustment as far as every aspect that goes into being an artist and goes into being a superstar, especially for the younger generation. He's handled it really well. I will say. Obviously, he's got a great team behind him. He's more or less stayed away from social media, except when he's doing duckface selfies. And
he got surgery on his tits.
That too. And, you know, he seems to have obviously like handled it really well. His son's given him a new lease of life as well. So the fact that he's been able to get into such a good space from obvious darkness at times is commendable, because it is hard, especially when you're the biggest star in the world. Like, how do you manage that? But especially in this new age of like social media, where every move you make, everything you say is like under scrutiny, under criticism. So I take my hat off to everyone who's able to do that, who's able to remain private, who's able to keep their private life private and all that stuff. So yeah, I mean, even though we're here, we can be here and complain about what he has been saying. Like, it is good to take away the fact that he has found himself in a spot where he's at peace. Yeah. And he's going to be able to continue to do that. And the guy's still like, what, 33 as well? So like, he's in his prime. Yeah. So the fact that he's managed to get so far is like it's very commendable. Like, and the fact that he still pays it all to Wayne, is great as well. Because obviously you don't really hear too much about their affiliation anymore. So for him to re-strengthen that was great.
Yeah, that was good.
And yeah, it was definitely a mixed bag. It was definitely too long. Fucking hell.
I was a bit disappointed he didn't, when he was talking about his influences, he didn't mention Fonte. I was genuinely waiting for that.
For real?
Why?
Yeah, because like, that's definitely one of his biggest influences.
But he's mentioned it before, right?
I know, but why not say
might
it
have forgot,
there?
You might have just forgot, bro.
Nah, bro.
Like,
he mentioned
Fonte's
Budden. He mentioned Budden. So
yeah,
why
but
didn't he mention Fonte?
you could argue that Fonte was probably a bigger influence than Joe Budden on him. So I was a bit surprised as to why. So I was just waiting for that.
You think it was tactical?
Nah,
I don't know.
I don't get what he gets out.
I don't know.
I was mentioning him.
I don't know. But yeah, I was waiting for that.
It's just the backpackers that wanted that one.
Hey, man.
The backpackers, yeah, they want Drake's respect, but they don't care for Drake in a sense. You see what I mean? They're weird.
Yeah.
Like, rap fans, this is it. Rap fans are just weird. Like, and that's why I understand when Drake says, I want more respect or I deserve more credit. But look who you're trying to attract. You're attracting fans who don't even know themselves how they feel. Yeah. One day they love you, the other days they don't.
Because I hate Drake at one point, but now it's like, he's great.
I've always loved him.
No, at one point I went for a stage where he's a corny motherfucker.
But we can all agree.
Then I said he's corny, but I appreciate his music.
We've all agreed he's a dope MC. We can agree to disagree on his music, and we definitely do.
He's definitely dope, but so is Quentin Miller.
True. I mean, not on his own though.
That was unnecessary.
I'm just saying, he's dope, but so is Quentin Miller. Can't take away from QM.
What was that line in Duppy Freestyle? He was working at Kroger's.
He was working somewhere before, but he ended up working in your studio.
Yeah, that was petty. But yeah, man, yeah.
It's mad that Serena Williams kind of was like, yo,
put
listen.
the energy in his back.
Yo, bruv.
I get why though. She
set him up for failure.
Yo, like, you need to deepen though. She was probably
she set him up for the biggest failure ever.
Nah, she set him for back to back.
Yeah.
Oh, was it back to back?
Yeah, because he put out Charged Out.
Yeah, that was.
And he was like, he was thinking of recording another one.
And she was like,
if listen, if you do it,
go for the kill.
You got to finish it.
But you need to understand the context. She was probably walking around in the maddest booty shorts, yeah. And God bless Serena Williams, but if she's walking around in my yard of booty shorts, and she tells me to aim for a headshot, someone's dying, fam.
I feel you.
Do you get what I'm saying? No, I get why Serena put battery in his back.
And she might be top 5 athletes ever. So yeah, that's
she's top 5 ever.
You think
she's definitely top 5 ever?
But do you think Drake brought that because obviously he demolished Meek Mill? Do you think he brought that? Do you think he had a kind of arrogance about that he then brought into the Pusha beef?
Yeah, he definitely had arrogance because even when the Meek beef was dead, there was a song and he had a bar. He's like, don't get it twisted. I'm waiting for one of you man to slip up or something along them lines. Like, I honestly think Drake was looking for just to body someone else because I feel like he thought that's when we would start appreciating him.
I feel like I understand why he was at that place though. I feel like people send for him. There's indirect.
Pusha used to do it for banner. Pusha T had a whole song called Exodus.
Him and Jay-Z used to do it for banner.
Yeah. I remember Exodus is a great song for Pusha, by the way. Very underrated. Yeah. And he's like, yo, you signed to one nigga that signed to another nigga that signed to another nigga, then that's bad luck. Pusha used to send for him for banner, and then obviously Pusha had he done in the cut, innit?
And it's up to Drake whether he wants to take the bait or not. And obviously he took the bait.
I think Pusha was gonna kill him.
Push,
by the way.
Yeah,
I
fully.
think Pusha. If that's your first clip, you must have a ridiculous amount in the chamber.
Mm.
Do you get what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
If that's your first, here you go. What are you hiding? You gave me Blackface. You gave me this guy's baby mom's a porn star.
Yeah, Blackface was wild.
We still don't talk about that enough.
He
by the way.
still has.
That's why it's not black
that.
excellence. You done Blackface, you moron. No, like I don't care. That's not talked about
They
enough.
should have asked him about that. Though.
That's not talked about. Facts.
They should have asked him about
And
that.
they sucked up to him a bit too much in that interview as well.
Because all he did was like, the only way he addressed that was when he wrote the response on his notes page.
we don't talk about that enough.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, he
His
should have
Blackface
definitely
was
got pulled
wild,
because that was crazy.
wild. So that then your
Yeah,
baby
when you
mom's-
do that, you kind of maybe not eliminate yourself on black excellence, but
no, you eliminate yourself.
you're pushing yourself out the door.
It's like a
You're
choking.
pushing yourself out the door.
It's like when Peter says you choking, you disqualified.
If Kendrick came out in blackface, we would look at it Kendrick differently.
Yeah.
If Cole done Blackface, Cole is up and out of here.
Mm.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. Then your baby mom's a porn star.
I'm not gonna hold that.
That don't
against
mean
him.
nothing.
No, I'm
But
just saying
going
the
back
way
to
he
the
was just
blackface
parring
thing,
it. I don't care about.
But
it,
it's the
I'm saying,
perception, isn't it?
yeah,
Out of wedlock.
Yeah, porn star.
You know,
Sophie knows better. The
You don't-
stenches
you don't
on her.
always
Did
see
you,
your
did you
son.
know she was a porn star before?
And I YouTubed her. I Googled her.
Okay.
I didn't know her before I told him. And then
Okay.
he's like, I still remember Pusha. He's like, Sophie knows better, but the stenches on her. Yeah. I was like, he said the stenches on her. Yo, do you know what it is for the stench to be also via Instagram? He said you stink via Instagram. I Push is amazing. And then personally, as a battle fan, don't tell me he took it too far with that 40 bar. That 40 bar was amazing. I don't care what anyone says. That was worded and articulated at such a level, it made me shiver.
yeah, but we obviously we live in a politically correct time.
I don't care. That bar, tick, tick, tick. How much the man? That guy is sick. Bro,
Yeah, but once you
live for
heard
that
it, but
kind of
once you
shit.
heard it was a bit like, oh, right.
nah. I was like, yes.
Yes, it was.
I was like, yes, bro.
You cannot tell me the first time you
we
listened to
reacted to it on our practice pods episodes.
So
And
the first time you listened to Adidon and you heard that tick 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 line, you didn't stop and think raw.
I was like,
I
yeah.
did.
I was
I
like,
thought
yeah.
raw. I said raw.
No, I was like,
I messaged you, man, in the morning because I remember it was a morning that I listened to that.
bro, I was like, yeah, that's the shit I want. I promise you, I was like, yeah, that's the shit I need. Maybe I'm different. I don't know. But that's a standout bar to me, the whole track.
No, it definitely is.
I don't think he went too far, is what I'm trying to say.
I don't think so either, because he's from that school.
P?
Drake is not from that school.
100%.
No one is from that school.
100%.
No, all is fair in love and war, man.
Bruv.
But as our Griselda correspondent, do you want to hear Drake and Benny the Butcher?
Not at all.
Why not?
Keep that away from me, man. they just don't mesh. Like, why would Benny? I mean, I get why Benny would do it, but I just can't imagine how that would sound.
I just think he hopped on a bandwagon saying that he was a fan. He might be a fan, but it just seemed a bit.
But he does that.
You
though.
named Roy Woods and you named like Little Got It as the people you're listening to, and then you named Griselda. It just seemed a bit off.
He does that though. He's the king of that.
Yeah, but he can be listening to all of that.
He
I
could
believe
be.
he listens to all of it.
No, but he's the king of getting onto what's bubbling. There's no one better than Drake.
He's
This guy's got a
hands on
fucking
the-
song in Spanish.
He's got his hands on the pulse.
This guy's
100%.
got a song in Spanish.
But that might be another reason why people might not think he's black excellence. The fact that he appropriates other sounds over and over and over again.
And they try to take claim for it. Don't
I
take
want
claim
to
for
stop saying.
Afrobeats.
I want to stop saying black excellence anyway. But
Yeah, same.
you can't be considered someone who might deserve more respect in the game if all you're doing is pillaging other genres.
I try to take credit for it. Don't take credit for Afrobeats. Shut your bitch ass
He didn't
up,
take
bruv.
credit for Afrobeats. I think he just took credit for shining more of a light on certain artists that come from Afrobeats.
Fair enough.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Like who? Popcorn.
You don't think like him doing songs with WizKid kind of helped WizKid's profile?
To Drake's fans, maybe, and to like a newer generation of fans. But
But he was still at a
Wizkid
level where
been the guy.
we're
Yeah,
still.
but it still would help him though, man.
But
Anyone
Wiz was-
else-
it helped.
It's
but
like,
Wiz
it's like,
was
it's
still
like
at-
Dave, innit? It's like when he was
Of
like
course
when
it
he did
helps,
the
but
song
we
with
need,
Dave.
But he was still at a level
we're
where
measuring it differently. Drake is measuring it differently than what we are. Because
What were his exact words? Do you remember?
I don't remember his exact words.
Okay, fine.
Do you?
No.
I will salute to WizKid.
All I'm saying is he gave the impression that he deserves more respect for giving shine to these guys. Obviously, he opens them up to a new audience. Great. But you don't make the artist.
Mm.
That's it. You don't break someone out.
Mm.
You just add to the shine.
Yeah.
You polish it a bit. You don't make the whole diamond.
Feel you.
Bars.
That's it. But, you know, I'm just glad he's in a good place. And if that means that more music's going to come,
Yeah.
he said he wasn't going to make another dub album. Thank God for that.
Double albums don't work, man.
I'm alright with Drake's music.
Unless
now,
you're
man.
Biggie.
By the way, I know he said he's making. I'm alright, man.
What do you mean?
Go away for a couple of years.
Mm. Yeah, that's how I feel about Kendrick as well. Everyone's screaming.
No. Kendrick's been gone for a couple of years.
But I'm good, man, bro.
No, I feel you, but
I'm alright as well.
I'm really alright with Drake. Like, just go away for 2-3 years. Just go have kids or something.
He just needs to make a
I mean, he
classic.
took last year.
He needs to make a classic.
Did he?
and
Don't
then
he?
this
I've
will
still
happen.
heard him on 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 songs.
He didn't release an album.
But like what I'm saying is, fully go away. Kendrick Lamar go away style.
He'll never do that.
He won't, innit?
He'll never do that.
Well, fair.
Not even. I just think he'd have too much fun being on features and
He loves it.
touring
Yeah,
and
he loves it. He loves
doing
it.
all
He
that
loves
stuff. So it's kind of hard to keep him away. He seems more in the studio than he's not.
He the biggest rapper ever?
No.
You love that conversation.
Has he had the longest run ever? I think that's undeniable.
We can't say ever.
At the top. Who's had a longer
How
run
long has
at
he
the
been
top?
at the top for? I'd say since
A decade.
Nah, it's not been a decade.
You don't think since 2011?
I would have said 2013,
When did Take Care come out?
2011. He wasn't at the top of the game though.
He was at the top of the game 2011. That's when Wayne started to fall off.
I wouldn't put him there.
I think he took the torch straight from Wayne.
I put Ye before him.
Fair enough. Has he had the longest run at the top? 2013, so 8 years.
Yeah.
Has he had the longest run ever?
Well, it depends how you define run.
And just at the top. So like everything you drop goes number 1. Or like everything that you drop charts or like you're just and you're constantly
I'm not
making,
gonna say
I'm talking about not going goals for 3 years and then coming. I'm talking about
It's
constantly
It's
making
difficult
music.
to measure that though because of the type of artist that he is.
Fair enough. Like
Because he
he's-
doesn't strictly make hip hop music. It's not a fair conversation to have within hip hop.
I don't know. I just think
And if we're gonna have that conversation within hip hop, I don't know if it's fair to include him.
fair enough. I just feel like what he's doing is unprecedented, bro.
It's a great run, man. If we're talking about musical runs,
It's ridiculous.
He's definitely the biggest.
It's great, but if we're looking at like the other musicians that have had great runs,
Because
I don't know.
Prince circa
We
77.
have to.
Yeah, bro.
You have to look at that.
Who was he gonna say?
Like I was gonna say Stevie Wonder.
I
Stevie Wonder had what was known as the genius period, where he released like maybe like 5 albums that were absolutely flawless,
in space of
all
what? though?
considered quote unquote
In the space of
classics.
what?
In the space of those 5 years.
Yeah, but this we're going on 8 years with.
Yeah, but
Drake.
Drake hasn't released flawless
I'm
albums.
just talking about
within
being
that
the number
time.
one
Drake is the
artist.
biggest pop star hip hop's ever seen.
You don't
Yeah.
think that's easy to do?
What, being the number one artist?
Sorry, let me not even say that because it's disrespectful. But you don't
Yeah,
think
because
like
other people.
you don't think you can like have like 8 years of number ones?
Why has no one else done it?
How long did MJ do it for?
MJ's one.
MJ did.
No, MJ's. I feel you. I said MJ's one.
Beyonce.
Beyonce don't sell like that. Like Beyonce sells, but I bet you.
Every
Taylor
time Beyonce comes
I
out,
bet
she
you Taylor
goes
Swift.
number
I
one.
bet you Taylor Swift's album outsold Beyonce.
How long's Taylor Swift been around for? She's another example.
Been around for ages.
Yeah, but my
Could
point
you argue
is,
she does the same thing?
but Drake's still number one. That's what even above these two. That's my point. He's still above.
When
both
we're
No, but
of them.
what
when
I'm
we're
trying to
talking
say
about-
is what I'm arguing is that like I think with a certain type of artist,
you go past the genre.
it's easy to do that with when you're releasing the singles. If you're like a,
I
But
don't think we
with
can compare
Beyonce-
Drake to non-rappers.
But with Beyonce, what you've done, for example,
but I think we have to.
but with Beyonce, what you've done, for
he's
example,
not-
she would drop an
he's not
album,
there.
go Ghost, and then drop a Lemonade 3 years later, go Ghost, and then drop another album 2 years
But he's
later.
not anywhere near
What
that,
Drake is
'cause
doing,
then
he's
you gotta
constantly
consider-
making music,
but
like
then you gotta
constantly in
consider-
your face.
But then you got to consider bands. You got to consider solo people. If we're really taking all those into consideration, then Drake ain't nowhere near.
So what are we going to compare him to rappers then?
Yeah,
I think for now we'd have to.
and I just think what he's doing is
I
unprecedented.
think what you might call a run is different from what I call a run.
Alright, fair enough.
I'm not basing your run on your singles.
I'm including singles in your run.
But
No, they're included.
When I think Ja Rule's
they're
run,
not-
I
with
think,
Drake, it's only been
when I
singles.
think Ja
though, 'cause-
Rule's when I think Ja Rule's run, I think singles. I don't think Pain is Love.
Mm.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Fair enough.
When I think Ja Rule's run, I think singles. I think Caught Up, Always on Time. I don't think
people have
So
different
when we're talking about
runs.
runs, I'll be breaking it down then.
to singles, yeah, inclusive. Like when we was talking about who ran 2000s, we weren't really talking albums.
You
We
got
weren't-
we have to break it down
fair
even
enough,
more
fair
so
enough.
then.
I think if we include singles, I think Drake's runs are unprecedented.
Okay, fine. Yeah, you can say that then.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Including
fine.
features, everything. I think his
Okay,
run is
cool.
unprecedented,
I might agree with that.
which is why I
You
agree.
look at just all artists.
Yeah,
All genres.
no, just rap.
Just rap.
Just rap.
Jay-Z's run was mad though.
It was, but this is at a ridiculous rate, bro.
Jay's run from like Hard Knock Life up until like Black Album was insane.
How many years was that?
Hard Knock Life was like
5 years.
99.
So about 5 years.
When was Black Album?
04?
3.
Yeah, fine. Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Like, his
yeah, but
biggest-
could you
his
argue?
biggest song was 2 years ago, bruv. God's Plan. Like, come on, man.
That wasn't even his biggest song.
Wasn't it? I thought God's Plan was his
I
biggest
feel
song.
like he's got big songs topping big songs.
Yeah.
At one point it was One Dance, another point it was
Controller.
Hotline Bling.
Then
Then it was good. Then it was God's Plan. And then what else was in it? Nice for What?
Then MIA. Mia.
Was it that big?
That was what?
In
Mia.
the Spanish world.
That's still a big song.
of course
bro.
it's that big song, but in the Western world, I'm
Like
thinking,
he's ridiculous, bruv. He's a cheat code. I've always said it.
Yeah.
He is a cheat. He is GTA when you get credits at the end. He's clocked it. Whatever it is, he's clocked.
and long may that continue because he gives us good tunes.
I mean, sometimes he does. Let me know.
Of course, Peter thinks
yeah,
he's
let me
not.
know.
Babe,
no.
I mean, I was
Bruv.
just going to say, just to clarify that point, because I said something on the roundup episode that I might have to take back. I think I was chatting shit, bro.
About what?
I think
Chatting shit about what?
when I was listening to the Rap Radar interview, the way he was talking, the way he was coming across, I think I got to like maybe like an hour or something, and I just paused and I was like, yo, I really said that. This guy's coming to the end of his run on like a podcast that was recorded that's
It's
going out to
live.
people.
It's
Yo,
live.
I was,
It's on the
yo, I
DSP.
was chatting shit, bro.
Yo, fam, if this episode don't come out, you need to apologize for real.
No, I will, man. Hey,
Jeez.
sometimes it happens. Sometimes we chat shit, man.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie, we've had hot takes. I've apologized a few times.
I'm pretty sure we argued with you that episode as well.
Yeah, we
right?
did. We said
'Cause
we,
you
No, you lot didn't. You lot were just intrigued as to where the hell I was coming from.
But you based it on the Flognor debacle where he got
Yeah.
booed off stage.
I might have been reaching, bro.
and he explained that perfectly, by the way. They all expected Frank Ocean. I'm not Frank Ocean.
Yeah, basically.
Tornado.
I like Drake, man. I want him to get more credit. I'm a fan.
I'm good
I'm a
on
big
that.
fan. I like Drake, man.
I'm good on that, fam.
In an ideal world where every rap fan is Peter, he'd get more praise.
Give people their flowers, but Drake, man up, man.
Yeah, we give him his flowers.
Listen,
and
man up.
to be honest,
You tough, you'll be alright.
at the end of the day, you just got to do more to deserve the praise. Deserve the praise that.
What does
you-
he need to do?
Well, if he's calling himself, if he wants more credit for being black excellence, he needs to do things that cater to black people.
I want to see him go out and push a T again, bro.
As in activism.
Yeah,
Maybe.
somewhat.
It doesn't even have to be activism because Kendrick's not out here being an activist.
But
He made a song that activists then used.
He gave me all right.
He gave you all right.
Just give
It
me
could
all
be.
right.
It doesn't even have to be activism.
How
it could
do
be
you even
giving? It could be giving to the poor. It could be
Like-
given to poor black people.
How do you even define black excellence?
I don't.
Excellence is excellence, isn't it?
I'm
I
tired.
think
of-
black
I'm tired of
excellence
the term,
I
man.
think it came into effect because black people don't often get their flowers, so we
Yeah,
just
that's why.
started bigging ourselves up and
Yeah.
really uplifting what we do. That's where it came from.
If we're really saying black excellence, Drake is black excellence. We know this, but there are different levels to the meaning black excellence. And even on the most superficial meaning of him just being a successful black man,
Like,
cool, he gets that. But if you want any other type of excellence, then you got to work for it.
do you guys want banter?
Go on.
I remember Diddy put up a picture one day, yeah, and the Kardashians with it, and he captured their black excellence.
Who else was in the picture?
It was like Diddy, Kanye, someone else, and then the Kardashians.
Hmm.
And he tagged it.
And I mean,
Black excellence.
Chloe's half black.
What?
What, OJ's her dad?
Allegedly,
that,
sorry.
that security guard is not black, fam.
To be fair though, man, Kim's doing a lot like with the justice system out there. Though.
I mean, is she doing it or is she taking credit for
She
black
ain't
women's
black.
work?
She ain't black.
No, I'm not saying she's black excellence, but
Oh,
I mean, is she doing it or is she taking credit for black women's work?
what do you mean?
I'll tell you after. But she's taking credit for black women's work.
How?
Black women were working behind the scenes and then they made an issue of it. They freed like 4 of the 5 people. And then Kim didn't want to ever give them their credit, even though they were the ones that were behind the work that were.
So
I don't know.
basically, Kim Kardashian did to them what Drake is doing to Afrobeats and dancehall.
Yeah. Shut up, man.
What a
But
wild
anyway-
cycle.
She wasn't giving their credit. I mean, still salute to her because she's still freeing people with her power.
Mm.
But like, she wasn't giving them their.
I don't know
Just
anything
news.
about that. So
No, I'll send you the
I'll
link
speak
or sign.
Alright,
You see the women talking on it. But still salute to her. She's still doing
Yeah,
her.
man, she's still shining
Like,
light
she-
on
she
certain
doesn't
things
need
and
to do
that.
it. Well, her husband's a doofus.
She is, but yeah.
Well, salute to Drake. What he said about Kanye was interesting as well. Kanye reacted to that as well when Drake said, "I don't know if
He
he's
needs to
making,
stop
I don't know if he's making
reacting,
secular
bruv.
music anymore." And Kanye basically said, "Don't call me secular." I said,
Oh,
"God,
okay.
he's an idiot."
He is,
Well, he's
isn't
an
he?
idiot for that comment
What's the
anyway.
matter with him?
Wait,
man?
what did he say?
He basically said, "Don't call me secular. I've given my life to God. Don't call me
Time to
secular."
go sit down somewhere, man.
Bro, you make secular music. You
Yeah.
made secular music. What are you talking about?
And you'll
This
make
guy
secular
just made like,
and, you,
just last
talking,
year
just
he
chatting,
was
man,
he had a
just
song was like she's such a
and you'll be back
You know
in
what I'm
20
saying?
and you'll be back when the 2021. Don't worry. When they stop giving you peace, you'll be back 2021. I want to see him get into one more beef.
yeah. That's one thing I took
Yeah.
from it. Like his like
He
resume
beefing-
as far
he
as
beefing no one.
his resume as far, let me not even say his resume, but his competitive nature as far as like, you know, the beefs. I like it.
That's one thing I will give him respect.
I
for.
like
He's
it.
always
He
on
don't shy
smoke for
away
that.
from
Yo,
it.
He's very on
he
smoke
doesn't
for that.
hide from it. Like he's got,
That's one thing you have to
to
give him
me,
credit
he's
for.
second to Jay-Z when it comes to that little sneak. Like, I feel like Jay-Z does it the
Subliminals.
best. The little something, like Jay-Z does it the best for me. Like no one comes close to
He's
it.
slick.
But like, yo, Drake is a close second. Like, you remember Stay Scheming?
Yeah.
That whole verse was for Common.
Common had nothing for him after.
Bruv, like that whole third verse was for Common. He's like,
Don't say it like that.
when he's like, when he,
I love Common.
nah, Common had the remix when he called him, he's like, something, you Canadian dry.
Canada Dry.
Yeah. Like, that whole, Drake, that third verse is Stay Scheming kind of bodied Common.
Common
Nah,
started it
to
as well.
be fair,
He did, it was over Serena as well.
Yeah.
That was
I
one
mean,
of
I'll
the-
do the exact same thing.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
That's probably one of his
around
best-
in booty shorts, pumping me up to make back to back.
That's probably
Oh,
one
cuz.
of Drake's best opening lines to a verse.
What was it again?
It bothers me when the gods get to acting like the bras.
Fab, stop it.
Yeah, that was crazy.
From then it's like,
And what did he say? We think we had
I
to
guess
finish now. We
not-
can't wait to run into you.
Yeah.
Stop it.
yeah.
Chill
Drake-
out, big man.
Drake's on
But-
piss.
And even more pop that what he said as well. When he's like, fuck, he's like, oh, you got some years on me, man. Fuck you and your time difference. But that's an amazing bar.
Mm.
That's amazing.
And he wrote that.
Allegedly.
But from the interview, man.
I believe he did though.
From that interview and from that little snippet about like, his issues with like different artists and that, this industry changed him, man. It changed him a lot because when he first came into the game, he was different. He was a lot more humble. He was a lot more like, you know, starry-eyed as he's described it. Like I think he was just happy to be here. And I feel like people started taking him for a mock. And then all of a sudden that's when I feel like you started getting the bars that were a little bit more confrontational. I feel like the fans, as well as not just the fans in hip hop, in music, because you've even got people like Katy Perry that were like calling him soft and that.
Yeah, I didn't like that, by the way.
I think things like that definitely created like this confrontational
I'm
individual.
Drake. As Katy Perry calls me soft.
You feel me?
I lose the will
So-
to live.
No, I felt bad for him that way.
It's
I felt
interesting
like,
when you look
yeah,
at
like,
if you look at the psychology behind the artist, it's really interesting because he had a bar. I think it might have been on So Far Gone where he was like, you diss me and you'll never hear a reply to it.
Yeah,
You go
yeah,
from
he did,
that to
I'm on smoke.
everyone.
So do you think throughout his career he's been reacting to things rather
100%.
rather than acting on?
100%.
But then
So,
Kendrick,
so in some ways,
he's reactionary.
so in some ways, this has been an involuntary change in his career.
I think so. I think he needed to adapt to his climate around him. And you know, as humans, like if people are constantly poking at you, there's gonna be a certain point in time where you develop this armor when you're like, you know what,
fuck it.
I'm gonna attack back. And I feel like he got to that point. Because I feel like when he started really doing the subliminals, it was in response to what people were saying about him and to him. I think the first attack on his character was, you know, being known as the soft guy, the mushy guy and all of that. That's when, you know, his back started like kind of raising up and poking his chest out a bit and started feeling like, wait, what?
But the thing is, people
I'm just here to make good music.
people have been emo before him though. The difference is
Not
someone
to
like,
his level though.
Not to his level, bro.
but the difference is someone like an LL or a Ja Rule. There's still a bit of machismo in there still.
Oh, thank you.
Whereas Drake is so like he lays himself so bare, and I do think in a way hip hop music, the hip hop industry wasn't ready for Drake in that respect.
You think it's a social media era though? Because
Yeah.
we see what he's thinking as well.
That had a lot to
Whereas
do
with
it as
Ja
well.
Rule, it was like, you make soft music, but you look like you're bad.
Yeah.
And we don't know what's going on. We don't see you.
And
post
Drake
up.
has never looked.
Can you imagine
bad
if Ja Rule?
But the
was-
difference between him and the Ja Rule, sorry to cut you off, is that Ja Rule and LL came from the streets. Drake was rapping from the perspective of someone that was coming from Kanye's cloth,
100%.
Fonte's
Yeah,
cloth,
yeah, 100%.
where you don't have to pretend like you're from that background. So I think that's where maybe people felt like, yo, I could dig at this guy and take him for a bit of a mock. He's a softie.
Nah, I get what you mean. I wish him and
Yeah.
Kendrick went at each other a bit more. Because they had a few subliminals for each other.
And with Drake being emotional as well, like, I feel like he really likes people. I think that's why he's so emotional.
Think he's a lover.
No, he definitely gets in his feels.
Think he's a lover.
Not even that, but like even
He
with
sings
even
like
with
he's
the,
always
even,
in his feels.
yeah, even with the Kendrick thing, like his response to that was like, you know, we were cool. I brought you on tour and all that stuff there and that.
Yeah, but his beef with Kendrick was a New York song and the Control verse.
But that's what,
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
That's
Like,
what turned
you're
me
being
he felt away
emotional.
because
that's what turned
No.
me against Drake.
That's
reaction to
literally
that.
that's what made me go like, oh, it's It's hip hop.
He said no one's gonna remember that verse in like 2.
Like, don't be a
2
little
months'
bitch
time or
about it,
whatever.
fam. Like,
That's
yo,
what. Yeah, that was the turning point.
come
for
on,
me.
do what J. Cole made a bar about it. Everyone played off it. Why are you the one that's like, it hit me?
Because he's not from that.
Yeah, but it's hip hop. You're in it. I don't care what cloth you're from. You're in it. If I'm not a footballer, but I'm blessed to play football and I'm a defender, I know what I've got to do.
But also, like,
You're blessed.
See, and don't take this the wrong way. It's people with that sort of mentality that I think made him feel as though he needs to morph into something else. And that's why we started getting lines on headlines where it was like, yo, you're going to make me catch a
No,
body
I didn't
like
ask him
that.
to do that. That's a lie.
No, but
I told you.
but bro, what
I
I'm
don't
saying
want you
is-
being.
Nah,
I don't.
Yeah, but
I
him
don't.
doing that is reactionary and it's to try and remove this image of feeling like, yo, you man think I'm soft. Why
No.
you man keep poking at me?
Because no, my point is with Kendrick, for example. Kendrick did a point at you. Kendrick made a bar about everyone saying, yo, when it comes to this shit, we're not bedrooms. That's hip hop. I didn't ask you to lie. I didn't ask you to start talking about killing people. I didn't ask you to start moving like you're John Gotti.
well, that's after the fact.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like, don't do that. Like, you're in it. You know what it is, bro. Don't, even the way he was moving. And then afterwards, like when Kendrick was like, what was the BET freestyle? When he's like, nothing was the same.
But he's
since
allowed to feel.
I've got to
slighted.
start tucking these niggas back in their pajamas or something, whatever.
He's
Like,
allowed to
yo,
feel
Kendrick's
slighted. though.
amazing,
Even
by the way.
if he's in the wrong, he's allowed to feel slighted. With the control verse, even though there was nothing to feel slighted
Nothing.
about, he felt away. I don't know why, but we move.
Yeah.
When it comes to the softness, he's been soft by anyone's definition. Girls will probably tell you he's moving mad soft. You know
They
what I'm
have
saying?
to. They have to.
This is what I mean. So even by anyone's definition, he's been soft. I do agree with you when you say like he's been morphed, but it's been a matter of survival, really.
Yeah.
Because he's still been able to do the emotional stuff and be reacted to the way he's been reacted to, and still run this shit for flipping ages. So meanwhile, developing into a type of person that would be able to and withstand any challenge, even if he has said in the past, okay, I'm not going to reply to you. That's now changed because of how people have perceived him. That's a way for him to show people, yo, I'm not a muck.
Yeah.
I'm about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what you're saying makes perfect sense. I just wish he was less soft.
A bitch.
Do you man feel like he has a classic album then?
Nope. However, I felt like he's come dumb close on Take Care. I'm one of them people. I really fuck with Take Care. I'm sorry. But it's not a classic.
So far gone?
Nah, it's so far gone.
You know, wait,
You see what I've done there?
He's got a classic mixtape, fine, but he ain't got a classic album.
I don't think So Far Gone's a thing, by the way.
What do you mean?
Album. I think Family Late was his first ever album.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So I
Wait,
don't
you
count
think So Far
Gone.
Gone's an
no,
album?
I'm asking. I don't
Oh
know.
no, I don't count So Far Gone as an album. That's why I was just saying
Fine.
that.
Yeah, that's-
Do I think he's got a classic album? No. Do I think he's come close on Take Care? Yeah. That's the one that I've liked the most.
What do you think is the issue with him not making that complete body of work?
He's trying to do too much.
It's too
on
much
his album.
in
He
a
even
short-
alluded to that in the interview. Like, I'm not gonna do just a rap album. I'm not gonna do just an R&B album. I have to give you everything. I think that's what muddies the waters a bit.
Yeah, it's too much.
because
Like if he's
there's
done
no
more
real
like,
focus.
yeah.
Like most classic albums have focus, have themes. His are just every Drake album since, if you're reading this, has felt like a greatest hits album. All of his massive smashes, one after one after one. That's not an album.
It's
bro.
a singles.
Unless it's Thriller or like Sasha Fierce, it's not an album, bro.
It's literally just singles after singles after singles after singles.
Yeah, man, it's not cohesive in that sense.
And he needs to. I know he said it, but he really needs to relax on these long albums, bro. I still haven't gone through More Life. Till this day, I haven't gone through the whole of More Life. It's just too long.
I understand what he means by having to cater to both people though, because when you get to a certain like
Level.
stature, you can't isolate certain fan bases, innit? You're gonna have to merge the two, which is probably what the issue is. I still feel like he's talented enough to make that concise album. He just hasn't done it yet.
Do you think he's going to deliver a classic?
I don't know.
Before it's
He's
all said
reached
and
a
done?
point now where he can do whatever the hell he wants. If he wants to do just a backpack rap album, he can do it. But what he will do is then maybe do a straight R&B album as well. I think he's done enough.
I don't think he's gonna do that anymore.
He won't, but he's got to the point where now where he can.
Do
He
you
chooses not to.
Because he was supposed to do that after the first album.
Do you think before it's all said and done, he's going to have a classic album in his repertoire?
Before you answer that question, does he need a classic album to go down
No.
as a great?
No and no.
No, he does not need a
No to
classic to go
both.
down. Drake is
No.
already going down as one of the greats.
Okay, and I'm gonna follow that up by asking, do hip hop artists generally need a classic album to go down as great?
We've had this conversation before.
No.
Not in this podcast.
I feel like we have though.
Yeah, outside. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you need to have a classic album to go down as one of the greats.
So why do we make it such a thing to point out the fact he doesn't have a classic?
Because
Because that's the barometer through which we
you're an
measure
elite, like there's another level of
the
classic
goats.
albums. Yeah. You could be a great, but to be a GOAT, you need a classic album on your hit list.
GOAT stands for greatest of all time.
Yeah, but there's a difference between being the GOAT
God, this guy want to break down that acronym today.
and being a great. Because a
There's-
great. Okay, for me, the GOAT is all encompassing. That's your skill, your catalog, your impact. If you're great, you could be a great rapper, or you could be a great. Maybe you've had 1 or 2 great albums, and people might see you as a great then. But I don't think a great is as encompassing as being a GOAT.
I've got an example for you guys.
I disagree.
I've got an example for you guys.
I think before you give that example,
No,
let me
please.
just respond to what Yemi
Alright,
just
cool,
said.
cool.
I disagree. I think it's the exact same shit. Great. The G in GOAT is great.
Let me give you an example between great and GOAT.
I don't know why we're trying to separate this.
But watch, this is the difference between great
Fine,
and GOAT.
but-
This is the difference for me. Just quickly, just a football analogy. No, because unless you man, I'm not disrespecting this guy, by the way. Would you look at Gerrard and say he's a great?
He's one of the greatest of all time.
You think he's one of the GOATs?
100%.
So what's
He's
Zidane?
one of the GOATs.
Zidane is also one of the greatest.
Because I feel like there's
of
a
all time.
difference in level between them two footballers.
I don't think there is.
Do you get what I'm saying?
I think if there is,
Gerrard's one of the greats. Zidane, because how many GOATs can you have?
yeah, but bro, the only reason why you say that Zidane might be head and shoulders above Stevie G is because he won titles in different leagues.
And he's won
But if we're, but then you got to talk about
How many GOATs can
But
you
then
have?
how do you want to break it?
But that's what-
and that's gonna. We'll get to that in a sec. But how do you want to break it down as far as? And this ain't even a conversation about Gerrard and Zidane. But just to your point, if we're talking about the completion of them as players, it might not be close.
I feel you, but I also feel like
Zidane
GOATs-
isn't. I don't think is as complete as Stevie G.
I feel like he's a better midfielder. But anyway,
That's what I mean when I say Drake isn't as complete as a Jay-Z, for instance.
Yeah, but we talk about Jay-Z as being the greatest of all time. We don't talk about Drake as being the greatest of all time. So those are two different arguments.
How so?
Because with Drake, because he doesn't have that world-renowned album, Jay-Z's got like 3 of them. So we're more inclined to be like, yo, because of the fact that Jay might have 3 classics, multiplied by the fact that lyrically this guy might be the best, on top of the fact that he's got an amazing discography, on top of the fact of his impact of what he's done to the culture, what he's brought in, then the entrepreneurial side of things, we may put on him as the best to ever do it. We can't do that for Drake because he still hasn't got that complete catalogue. But we can still look at Drake as one of the greats of all time though. Whereas Jay-Z, you can argue that he's the great. With Drake, I don't know if you could argue that he's the best or the great.
But even if we're not talking about the greatest, if we're to say, I don't know, someone who might not necessarily be the greatest, someone who isn't necessarily a Jay or a Nas, but might be just a rung below them. So it's a bit like Hazard next to Messi and CR7. It's kind of different, if you see what I mean.
I see what you
And
mean.
that's
my
what I'm
point.
that's what I'm kind of saying about
Fine.
Drake. There's levels to this greatness thing. We've always said that Hazard is the rung below,
but he's still great.
but he's still great. Messi and CR7 are the greatest living footballers.
Hazard and Drake is a great analogy. The reason why Hazard isn't there yet is because people feel like he needs to win the Ballon d'Or. They feel like Drake needs to have that one perfect album.
Yeah.
And I feel like we
So
can't have.
you can merge. You could say, yeah, you can argue the two.
And the analogy is
You
great.
could argue that as well. You
And
can
the
argue
analogy
your
is
point.
great of all time. There's no S at the end. If we're being technical,
so there should only be one.
that's my point. If we're being
That's
technical
impossible.
about, if you want to be technical about the G being the greatest, then let's be technical about the whole term.
Okay.
But can't
Do you get what I'm saying? If you're going to be technical about what the G stands for, then you need to be technical about what the GOAT actually stands for. It's great of all time. It's not greatest of all times. Or great. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, fine.
It's like if we're going to be technical, let's be technical about the whole thing.
Yeah.
I feel like we need to limit on how many GOATs there can be. It's not a free for all.
So how would you do it then?
That's another conversation. That's a conversation we need to have.
Mm.
Because then in football, to me, there can only be 11 GOATs. There's
We
11,
can't have
there's
that
11 players.
conversation.
It's 11 GOATs. Keep it pushing.
I feel like there is an elite level of people that
I feel like
should
there's
be in
GOATs.
that conversation as potentially the greatest of all time.
That's my point. But then
I don't think you can avoid that,
But
man,
ultimately
because people are greats for different reasons.
you're
man.
right, but I feel
And that's why
like
ultimately we can't
I
talk
feel
about
like-
who the greatest is because it's all so subjective.
I agree.
Someone will say that Scarface is more of a GOAT than Jay-Z is. Someone will say that Master P is more of a GOAT than Lil Wayne is and shit like that. So that's why we can never really agree on who is who.
And I won't knock someone for saying Drake's one of the GOATs, by the way. We just said the run he's on is we've never seen it before. I would have knocked someone for saying Drake's one of the GOATs.
Where would you lot rank his albums then amongst themselves?
What do you mean if I had to put in order?
Yeah, if you had to put it in order.
I've got Take Care first.
Okay.
I've got Nothing Was the Same second.
Yep.
I've got Thank Me Later third.
Okay.
And the rest I've got all put them wherever you want. I don't care about them.
Okay.
And what's after that? Views from the Six.
Yeah, you got the Views album.
And then you've got...
More Life is on there as well.
And then you've got... that's it, innit?
Scorpion.
And then that's it. I don't count the one with him and Future.
You don't count that one?
Nah.
What Time to Be Alive?
Yeah, I don't really count that one. That's a joint thing. So it's just them three, right?
So just the solo one?
Yeah, because like J. Cole won't include the Dreamville one.
Yeah, but the Dreamville one's a bit different
Yeah,
because that was a compilation.
But like, is it them three, yeah? So then in that case...
I would count all of them.
So in that case, I would have... So personally, I would have Take Care, Nothing Was the Same, Thank Me Later, Views, what else was there? Views, More Life, Scorpion. And I don't include Time to Be Alive personally.
Okay, what about If You're Reading This, It's Too Late?
Oh shit, I forgot that.
Yeah.
That would be above More Life.
Okay, fine.
What about you?
I think I've got... Let me just pull up the list. I think I've got Nothing Was the Same as his best album to me. Can I include So Far Gone?
No.
All right, fine. I've got Nothing Was the Same. Then I've got Take Care. Then I've got If You're Reading This, It's Too Late. And then I've got Thank Me Later. And then I've got... I really enjoyed More Life, man. So
I haven't gone through it.
I've got that there. Then I've got the one with Future. Then Views. No, then Scorpion and then Views. I hope I'm not missing one. Yeah, that's what I rank it.
Yeah, me?
Nothing Was the Same, number one. Thank Me Later, number two. More Life. Then Take Care.
Think More Life was better than Take Care?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I'm being kind to Take Care.
Am I the only one here that likes Take Care?
I hate that shit.
Raw boy.
I hate it.
I really fuck with Take Care.
Yeah.
Do you like Underground Kings?
Lord knows.
You've named 2 songs.
Sorry, sir.
Marvin's Room.
Huh?
Headlines.
True Love.
Anyway.
The
Big
Ride.
Crowd. The motto.
You're not going to change my mind, guys.
Hell yeah, fucking right.
I've been saying it's trash since 2011.
And it's More
I don't
Life
see
an
myself-
album,
I
by
don't
the
see-
way.
I don't see myself changing my mind.
Yeah, I count it.
It's More Life an album, by the way.
I count it as one.
Because didn't he try to say it
We
was what
counted
you would call it?
if you're reading this, right?
True.
Oh, same shit.
Well, your brother tried to add that, actually.
I said Nothing Was the Same, Thank Me Later, More Life, Take Care, What a Time. Are we counting What a Time?
I did.
Yeah, your brother did.
What a Time. If you're reading this, Scorpion, Views.
Yeah, Drake really doesn't do good with albums.
Because again, he tries to do
Yeah,
too much.
he really doesn't do good with albums.
He
bro.
tries to
I'm
do
sorry.
too much.
As an elite rapper, he doesn't give me the albums that I want.
But if we're looking at it from a hip hop standpoint, you might say that. But just
I can
from a
talk
music
All
standpoint.
I can talk from is hip hop.
Okay, fine.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's all I gauge it.
I don't think he's got any whack albums.
I feel like I think 95% of his albums are whack.
I don't think any of them are whack.
I think he's got 2.
Views is definitely whack.
I think, honestly, bias aside,
Compared to the ones he's released.
I think
prior.
Take Care is good. I think Nothing Was the Same good. I think Thank Me Later was alright. I think everything else after that's trash.
Scorpion is whack.
I think Scorpion's whack. I think More Life's whack. I think
Overall.
that is trash. He doesn't do good with albums. Drake does not give good albums.
So if you were executive producing a Drake album, what would you do for him to help him put this perfect album together? What producers would you put him with?
Primo.
That's it.
Let's stick him in the booth with Primo. Just make it work.
Sandra's Rose.
Yo, Yemi's probably the only one that will probably stick Drake with
Sandra's
Madlib
Rose.
as well.
Sandra's
I
Rose.
like-
He shouted out Primo in the
I
interview.
like when he does it with Just Blaze. He gave me Lord Knows. And Lord Knows was amazing to me. Lord Knows was amazing.
Yeah, Just Blaze is a good one.
Yeah, I think Just Blaze and him will
Here's the thing.
get
I
busy.
like his relationship with 40. I just feel like he doesn't need to switch it up so much.
Now give me Drake and Just Blaze.
If he
and I'll be
wants
good.
that classic album, he needs to stick with one, maybe not one or two sounds.
Blaze and
I
Primo.
love his working relationship with 40. I think they work really well.
I don't think
together.
40 gets enough credit.
And they really like pioneered like a sound, man, like that Toronto under the water type of sound that The Weeknd was quite. He became quite popular for in his early career as well. A lot of the artists that are signed to his label, they like Division, Magic Jordan, Party. Like a lot of them came from the birth of that sound that 40 and Drake
I like what he does for his city as well.
kind
man.
of created. And I don't know if they get enough credit for that.
No, they don't.
Do
But
you, think he
salute to
gets,
him, though.
do you think as a label boss he gets unfair criticism?
I mean, I understand why, because Party's in the basement somewhere, not allowed to see daylight, not releasing music.
Who was the other one that they who
That's
was the one that
amazing.
they kicked out the group?
Or Alan McConan?
Nah.
Yeah, it was.
Was it Club Going Up on a Tuesday?
Yeah, Alan McConan.
That's season. See, I don't remember his name.
Yeah,
Fam.
that's him.
What happened after that guy?
He went up on a Tuesday.
See what he done there. He got some doubts for it. But shout out to Drake though. I like what he's doing for.
Yeah,
Tony.
but I like what he does with the label thing, man. It seems as though he gives them a lot of creative control when he's not trying to take their songs. But yeah, no, I appreciate what he does, man. I'm a fan of 40, I'm a fan of Party and that, so I like what he does.
Yeah, I mean, people don't understand how hard it is to run a label. Like, Eminem struggling.
Mm.
If Eminem can struggle, Drake can struggle.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that easy. So they all got their own lane, all those artists anyway, and their fans aren't necessarily complaining. I don't think, but Peter probably speak to that more than I could.
Facts. Facts.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, man. But yeah, big up Drake, man. He's been around for a while. He's been very consistent. You know, it's not easy to do what he's been doing for, you know, at this level as well. So we can't look at that lightly, man. And long may it continue, man. Like I'm enjoying, you know, the music that he's putting out, and I hope it continues, man. I feel like we, you know, as a people, need to just, you know, continue to push these artists and hope they don't end up like, you know, like an Andre and become like disillusioned with the music industry, and then they just don't want to make any music.
that's a conversation for another mini podcast.
I'm saying.
Yeah, Andre, we could talk about for legit,
Yeah,
because he don't care. He's disillusioned with it fully. I don't blame him though, man. It's a fucking
No, it's deep though.
yeah.
I'll send you the link to the interview with Rick Rubin. It's deep.
No, that's what I'm
From
saying.
from what I got from it.
I don't blame him though. Like I feel
There's
bad.
like
Like
there's some like mental health.
yeah,
stuff
like he
there.
really is going through it.
Yeah.
Because I read the transcript.
Yeah.
So salute to Andre 3000.
Read the transcript.
Not transcript, but like, you know the little hot
Transcript.
points. No, because I never read the whole thing, but like little hot points.
The cliff notes.
The cliff notes.
Mm.
Feel you.
There you go, sir.
No, shout out to Drake, man. I think a lot of people don't want to admit this, but hip hop needs him for a lot of different reasons. Old heads can scream, and younger heads
It's saying
will not
hip-hop.
listen, will continue to praise him as their king. We
And
need him.
I went to go
He
see-
represents a diversity in hip hop that maybe up until he came along was maybe needed. So for that, I can't criticize him. He's still gonna do what he's gonna do, unadulterated. He's still gonna be Drake. I might not like it all the way, but I know there'll be a few songs.
I'm
along the
really
way.
interested to see how long this guy carries on for.
Yeah.
I really want to. If he, I
He says he's not doing it past 40, right?
yeah, but it was,
that what he said?
so what, he's going to go for another 8 years?
He'll go beyond that. They all say that.
Jay-Z said he's going to stop after the Black Album.
Biggest lie of hip hop ever.
Yo, he was trying to retire from In My Lifetime Volume 1.
This guy is such a liar. Such a liar.
One day we're gonna get into the biggest lies ever told in hip hop history.
What features do you still want to see from Drake?
I'm good now.
You good now?
I'm good now.
Because he's pretty much rapped with,
Bro,
with everyone.
it's okay. It's okay.
I wouldn't mind seeing him and Nas.
I'm all right now.
No, I wouldn't mind that.
I'm all right now.
I wouldn't mind him bringing Nas into his world of production.
No, I'm fully good with
Because
Drake.
we all know Nas's ears a bit.
Shout out to Sue Surf. Shout out to Geechee Gotti, sorry. Geechee Gotti had an amazing bar.
But yeah, I wouldn't
That was
mind
no
that.
unnecessary.
It was
Okay.
unnecessary,
It
right?
was unnecessary.
Hey man, big up Nas fans.
I heard he's
Um,
definitely one ear still.
But yeah, no, I'm here for Drake, man. I'm here for, you know, whatever he's gonna do creatively. Let's see what happens, man.
Salute to Aubrey.
We'll see what happens, isn't it?
Salute to Aubrey.
Pretty much.
This legit became a Drake episode, mad.
Yep.
Salute to Aubrey. Salute to
Altai Drake, Black Excellence.
Where's back to back ranked in the top disses? Top 5?
No.
Nah,
It's not top 5?
maybe top 10.
Nah.
Top 10?
Maybe top 10.
Top 20, I'd say.
Think higher than just over top 10?
You gotta think about No Vaseline,
Hit him up.
Real Motherfucking G's, Hit 'em Up, Ether.
Take over.
Was that this
Yes.
track? Was that this track?
Take over.
100%.
Take over.
Fine.
Takeover's better than Ether. But let's not get into
Nope.
it. Wait,
Takeover pretty much started like all of that stuff.
Takeover was
But
facts.
I wouldn't call it a diss track.
Bro, that was a diss,
Bro,
man.
Takeover was facts, fam. Man said you made it hot line, I made it hot song. Where's the lie? Your security guard went harder than Uchi Wally than you. Where's the lie? But no, you got dick sucking lips.
He went at Mobb Deep as well.
Bruv, I'm tired, fam. Takeover was facts. I hate when I argue
Who
Takeover
cares if
versus
it's
E-Far.
facts?
I'm just saying, bruv. Takeover, he really went for facts. Oh, you got dick sucking lips. Ooh.
The fact that it's
like having
facts
year
don't-
5.
The fact that it's facts doesn't mean that Ether doesn't burn more than Takeover.
I prefer
Ether
Takeover.
burns more than Takeover.
I prefer Takeover.
That's fine.
I prefer Takeover.
It's not a better diss.
Musically, it's better, but it's not better this.
Hey, man. The greatest of all time to hit him up. To me
You
personally.
could argue that.
To me personally.
You could argue that.
Yeah,
The
that
bridge is
was-
over.
That was wild, man.
Yeah. No, but hit him up. When he really dissect it, he started it first off, fuck your bitch. Oh!
One of my favorite disses of all time is Common bitching you to Ice Cube.
The bitch in you.
That was
Bitching you.
cold.
The bitching you dope.
That was cold.
Yeah, I'd
Yeah.
say top 20.
Push T's got a couple
Put
on
Sheaf
that
in there
list
too.
as well.
Was there?
man. Push has got a couple on my list for top disses. Yeah, man.
The Locks had one for 50.
Extra,
I
extra.
don't remember
by-
what it's called.
extra by Devlin.
The Game had a couple for 50.
That 300 bars was mad.
Oof. And he had one where he's like, trying to play the game with 50
Yeah,
Cent.
I remember.
50 Cent. Oh, and he said, wait, Olivia's a man. Ha, goddamn. Do you remember when we believed Olivia was a
The
man?
game is mad.
Fam, this
Yo,
guy
that's one of the wildest.
Bruv, this guy went.
That's
Oliv-
up there with like Sierra had a pee-pee.
Yeah.
What did you say?
This guy
That's
went,
up
he went,
there.
he's like, something, trying to play the game with 50 Cent. He's like, you trying to play with Olivia, but Olivia's a man. Ha, goddamn. You trying to play the game with your game is a wild
Yo,
donny, bro.
the Most Memory is actually like on another
It's
level,
crazy.
man. How do you
It's Rain
remember
Man.
that?
I don't
I
know.
feel
you
like
know.
I'm one of the only ones that remember that
Somali
I
shit.
do you remember
Rain
it?
Somali Rain Man.
You know what's mad? I don't want to do it yet, but I haven't heard that song
Most
in maybe
Memory
10
is
years.
insane.
Yo, what else did he say though?
I can't remember, man. But
He's
that
like, you trying to
that
play
whole
the game?
mixtape, this was wild.
What do you
man.
say? You trying to play the game with 50 Cent? Oh,